Dr. Bryant and to his dear and charming family, we honor God for his leadership. What an extraordinary man of God. I saw him on television a couple of days ago, and I said, that brother is bad. And he is. He's a terrific preacher, great leader, and we honor God for him and for his friendship. To my own dear wife and partner, Supervisor Richardson, and to the officers, members, and friends of Empowerment Temple, good morning. Brothers, happy Father's Day. Thank you. I want to talk for the time that's mine from the subject known by a nickname. Known by a nickname. Here is, I believe, one of the most enduring and endearing stories of the New Testament. Jesus rarely missed an opportunity to turn a situation into a revival meeting. Even a casual encounter could turn into a teaching moment or into a healing service on the spot. He had been going from town to town teaching and healing. And large crowds seemed to find out where he was and would follow him. So this time he invited the disciples, which also included several women who were supporting the ministry, to accompany him into a region known as the region of the Gadarenes on the other side of the Lake of Galilee. It had been a rough night, and they battled a storm all night until someone said, we better get Jesus up here. And then Jesus said to the wind and to the waves, peace, be still. The wind and the waves obeyed him. And the disciples said, what manner of man is this, that even the wind and the waves obey him? It was both a question and a declaration. He and his disciples got off the boat and almost immediately walked up on a man in the margin of life. He's living on the edge. The townspeople have literally marginalized him. He lived on the margin of town, in a cemetery, on the margin of humanity, on the margin of society. Jesus could see right away that he was afflicted by a demon of madness. The man saw Jesus and began screaming, what do you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I beg you, don't torture me. For Jesus had commanded the impure spirit to come out of the man. Jesus started a conversation. What is your name? That's a good place to start. No one had ever done that, at least not for a while. I mean, ask him about his name, ask him who he was, asking him about his identity, asking him about what he's known by and what he answers to. Asking him about his name was a good place to start. A good place to start a conversation and a relationship. But what he gave to Jesus was not his name, at least not what was on his birth certificate, or the one registered in the family Bible. What he gave Jesus was his nickname. Now, I've been hunting down people that I've known from school, high school and college, back in the day. Names like Brandywine, Bird, Booster, Buster, Butch, Bunzy, Bacon Fat, Chili, Curly, Dogleg, Killer, Junebug, Shorty, Naughty Pine, Nine Punch, Peanut, Pap, Pop, Rock, Shorty, Slick, Snag Nasty, Stinky, Snooky, Pookie, Blue Dookie, and Drinkwater. Only to find that Drinkwater was his real name. And some of these people I have known for more than 40 years, but I only know them by their nickname. So it is with this man of interest in the scriptures. It's been more than 2,000 years since he was first introduced to us in Matthew, Mark, and Luke by an itinerant preacher at a cemetery in a community called the region of the Gadarenes. He said, "My name is Legion." What kind of name is that? I mean, we know why Stinky is called Stinky. And we know why Shorty is called Shorty. Back in the day, on the first day of band practice at FAMU, somebody asked a trumpet player named Paul where he was from. He said Brandywine. And whatever his name was before that moment, we never heard it again. This is probably the reason why no one ever that I've checked with can remember what Paul's last name is. He's still Brandywine. So why is Legion Legion? And why is he answering to it? And not only does he answer to it, he even gives it as his name. Legion is what he said. We know that during the time of Jesus, the Romans ruled the land. The Roman Empire was vast and powerful. The Roman legion was a military regiment of 6,000 men marching off to war, patrolling to keep the peace. Had Legion named himself Legion as if to say he was all of that, as strong and virile as 6,000 fighting men in military uniform? Or had he seen legionnaires on the march, carrying out some vicious atrocity on his village and set him off and traumatized him into mental health? Problem, casualty. Modern translations say the man said his name was Mob. The major difference between a mob and a legion is that one is organized and usually disciplined. The other is wild and furious, fickle, disorderly, lawless and senseless, motivated by whim and prejudice, is uncontrollable, and it doesn't take much to set it off. So the man may have said, "My name is Legion," also known as Mob. Perhaps there was something about his environment, his neighborhood, his past, or his experiences that caused him to take on a different personality. He was one way at home, but something different at work. He was one way with his family, but something different with the guys. He kept alternating his self until he actually forgot who the real, authentic self was. There are so many of me, I don't know which me the real me is. There's a mob living inside of me. I'm not guided by anything that makes